Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, it's just so good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's turn on some real music. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm feeling really fine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you feel the same. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good end of the month morning. End of the month. What happened? This month went by so fast, Jolie. It flew by, Vague. It's getting time to go to Vegas soon. Good morning, Higgs. Aaron, do you have a hangover from your party? Word is that word is that there was a stripper at your party. Is that true, Aaron? Somebody told me that there was one of those what are they, Chippendale guys at your party. Should have shared pictures. Billy D, it gets cold up there in the winter, does it? You have to winterize the place? Good morning, friends. Boy, am I glad to be here. Yesterday I was at a Zoom meeting. That's not a fun way to start your morning. Zooming all around with all kinds of judges and lawyers and stuff. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, I knew it, Aaron. I knew you had that. There was no doubt in my mind. Good morning, Car. Hey, you guys, Carlotta's starting to do the work. Carlotta and Sandy are starting to do the work to put together the place for October Mushfest. For Mushtoberfest. Mushtoberfest. You know that's going to be our third annual Mushtoberfest. It's important. Reach out to Carlotta over the course of the next day or two and let her know what your plans are, so she can decide what size of a place to hook us up with. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense? If you're feeling Gatlinburg-ish or Pigeon Forge-ish, and it's going to be, I think, the third weekend in October, reach out to Carlotta, please, over the course of the next couple of days. Alan, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee area. Okay, reach out to Carlotta and Sandman and just give them information. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd like a room there or a bed, or I plan on coming, but I'm gonna get a room nearby with my wife. Whatever, she needs some advance information because we really hope to, by this time next weekend, have the deposit down and have our place. Alan, Massachusetts isn't far at all. You got guys driving from New Hampshire. Last time we had Big Al came from Massachusetts. If you can't make it from Massachusetts, then you just stay home. No, it is pretty far. That's a far one, and I act all cool and everything. Yeah, see, Mushy comes all the way from New Hampshire. Okay, Street Glide too, Streety, and Big Al. Big Al. There's a bunch of you Massachusetts people that could do what we do here in Michigan. We put 5 people in a car and drive down there. We put 5 people in a car, and the whole way down, what are we doing? October 19th through the 23rd, Sandy's saying, hey, this is going to be the real deal now. We put on mush fests that are like the real deal. Okay? And yeah, put 4 or 5 of you in a car. Rent a van. Split it. You guys could get there pretty darn cheap. Don't kid yourself. But anyways, a real quick note, get your information out. Or just reach out to Sandman and Carlotta and give them a sense of what your plans might be. That's what it's going to be here faster than you think. Okay? It's going to get here much, much faster than you think. All right? Sandy, Kimberly's saying, are those solid dates? So at some point, we do have to give them solid dates. They'll figure that out by this weekend, guys. I need you to get some information, though. Is that a good solid date for you? Is the next weekend better? La, 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 la. Actually, it's getting too close to Halloween. Okay? Vegas, we're not asking you to drive 36 hours. You stay home. We're coming to see you next year. Carlotta said solid. Solid. Those are the dates. Tad Lewis, write those dates down. Chauffeur. Tad's Pop's personal chauffeur. No pressure, Tad. Taddy, get that written down on there. You know when we're going. Okay? I can't make it without Tad. You guys all be nice to Tad. Everybody here has to be super, super duper nice to Tad. Otherwise, Pops doesn't go down there. No pressure. Okay? We all love Tad. Seriously. And he's a cook. He's one heck of a cook. All right? Oh, don't we love Tad? Seriously. And the guy can cook. Every time that we've done a Mush Fest, Tad's brought down a pre-cooked, huge pan. It's not a pan. What's it? A stock pot of chili. Right, Carlotta? That chili. And then he makes us breakfast every day. And Ellen, too. Chris's beautiful wife, Ellen, is one of our cooks. And we don't make them officially a cook, but they just volunteer and they do a really good job. So yesterday, very quickly, celebrate with me. There's 49 people, only 28 likes. I can't tell you the story. Here we go. I'll be back when you guys are ready. It's push the like button time. I'll be back when you guys are ready for me. All right, we're getting there. Give me a couple more. I'll be back when you guys are ready. I know you guys need a break. Everybody wants to take a little bit of a break right now. Oh, okay. Okay, so you guys are ready again. Okay, Francine, Kobe, good morning. That's how I entice you to give the likes. We do that not for my purposes. That doesn't... The more people that like an individual taping, YouTube automatically shows it to more people randomly. It'll just pop up in some of their random feeds. And then what happens is people start listening and paying attention, and next thing you know, we do growth. And that's why we're over 18,000 people now, because you guys push the like buttons. Sometimes I have to bend your arm to push it, though. Okay. Yesterday was the culmination of 3 years of hell. Doing legal stuff, they don't make it easy on you. I think it's on purpose. God bless Mr. Trump. I have no idea how he could be going through all these lawsuits at one time. Just one lawsuit alone weighed so heavy on my mind. Just it's this presence out there knowing that you have these dates, and then you show up for that date, and there's a continuance, and you show up for this date, and somebody didn't cross the T, so you got to put another date on it, and we'll see you in court in another 3 months. And then, I mean, 3 years. 3 years. And who keeps ticking away at the same time? The lawyer. Beep, 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 beep. The counter's going off, right? And the lawyer's like, I don't care. I don't mind a continuance. Okay? I'm not making any statements about Trump because I don't want to be political. I only have one thing political that I say. People ask, Pops, what are your political opinions? You know what I say? Mushrooms. That's my political opinion about anything. But, so forget that. I'm just talking about lawsuits. What a pain in the jabooby that they are. Yesterday, finished, done, gavel dropped, Pops wins. I can't even begin to explain because it's psychosomatic somewhat. The relief. Over, done, finally. I don't have, usually you go there and you go, okay, come back on September 15th. And you're like, oh, geez, I was just here. This one's like, write your final check to your lawyer and, oh, the other party, they have to pay your lawyer fees. When you get that as part of your settlement, that's officially a win. The other party has to pay your lawyer fees. Boop. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, I don't usually go litigious. But don't try fraud and Pops big time because you're going to lose. Done. I have nothing more to say. Okay, who are we giving donuts to this morning? Bob! Good morning, Bob. Bob, I won yesterday. Hey, Bob, have a donut, pull up a chair. Pops won yesterday. Bob! Yay! Hey, Bob! When you're new here, we throw you chocolate donuts on the first day. We hope you hold on to some because we're never doing it after that. Bob, we never throw powdered donuts because they're a trigger for Pops and his cocaine habit. So, Bob, welcome. Bob! You know, I know a lot of jokes. I know a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work. Where's my thing? I know a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work. You get it, Bridgie. Bridgie's, oh, I get it. Okay, good morning, Bridgie. Okay. Parallel lines have a lot in common. There's so much in common. It's a shame they'll never meet. That's for you mathematicians out there. Okay, let me give you another one. Okay? Mush mouth. This one's for Mushy. Mushy, we're going to be doing cornhole. We're going to play cornhole at the Mush Fests. Okay? Oh, I kind of like the word too, Carlotta, but you like it for a different reason. Mush mouth, we're going to play cornholio, right? It's a great game. They're going to find a bunch of, no problem finding players to play cornholio. It's weird, that game. You know, back in the 70s, if you said cornhole, that was like faggot. That was like it was a bad term. We didn't tell people to do anything with their cornholes. When you did, them's fighting words. Hags, do you remember that? You talked about a cornhole, and you were like, man, you're gonna meet on the playing field. Okay, that was bad business, Bridgie. You get into the military, you talk about cornhole. No, we never. And then all of a sudden, somewhere along the line, I don't know when, they decided to make a game out of it. Hey, fists would fly. Now all of a sudden it's a game. I'm still getting used to the idea. I'm still getting used to the idea that we could have a game that we Bridgie, you knew it. So does anybody else ever sort of, as you're working it out, it's like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna call it cornhole because everyone else does now. But I feel slippery. Okay. I'm not sure. This is going against, this is going against that program. So I'm just saying, toss a bag or something like that. Why can't we just do a bag toss? Something like that. Why do we have to reach back into our 70s and pull out one of those things? Okay. Anyways, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, and I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. But I have to be honest with you. I love the game. I'm not as good at it as Mushmouth, but I like the game. But I'm still Mushy. I do have a little bit of a problem with the name. Okay. But anyways, we're gonna play bag toss, all of us together. It's not hard to find bag tossers. However, urban horseshoes. That's what it is, Auntie. Toss across, mush. You guys in New Hampshire know how to name stuff. Well, I'm trying to, after all of this, instead of a cornhole tournament, what if we had a hide and seek tournament? What if let's have a hide and seek tournament. You know the only problem with having a hide and seek tournament, you guys? It's really hard to find good players. You know what I'm talking about? Try organizing one of them tournaments, okay? You can't even find the good guys. What if we put what Mushfest? Let's try and seek. We wouldn't find four of us till tomorrow. Yeah, there would be four people lost in the woods. It was like, where's Sharon? Who's going to be missing? Real quick, Anthony, no, you're there. Who wouldn't get lost in the woods? Sharon for sure. Okay, we can't do it. At a Mush Fest, you're not allowed to play hide and seek. I'm not kidding you. Okay, who MVP would never be found, Kim says. Oh, Jesus Christ, we can't find you anywhere, bro. So forget it. Sharon, I swear Sharon's lost. Daniel's lost, okay? MVP's in a meditative state. And maybe Kelly. How about Kelly? But when we go to find Kelly, he'll be around a fire pit somewhere. We'll be fine. It's hard to organize a hide and seek tournament, but it's really hard to find good players. Oh, that's stupid. You know what? I feel like I'm getting fatter. I'm getting fatter. But in my defense, I've had a lot on my plate. I am not getting fatter. I feel great. I've had a lot on my plate. How about you? Okay, how about this one? I'll give you one more. One more. I was thinking about what would be a cool job to have. I mean, besides growing mushrooms. What would be a cool job to have, Juno? What do you think? I was thinking maybe like get a job washing mirrors. That's something I could really see myself doing. I'm keeping myself from laughing too hard. Get a job washing mirrors. That's something I could really see myself doing. Okay? All right. Okay. I'm going to do one final one. I'm getting so good. I'm so good at sleeping that I can do it with my eyes closed. Get out of here, bad joke. Bad jokes. Get out of here. No more bad jokes. We'll save a couple for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day here. We're going to give away 5 prizes tomorrow. 5 prizes and do a mail call. We keep talking about mail call. We haven't had a chance to do it. We are going to do mail call tomorrow. Was joke period this morning funny? Give me 5 people that says the jokes were absolutely ridiculous. That's why we loved them this morning, Pops. Okay, that was joke morning time. Live, laugh, learn, love. Right? Let's do the learn part. But first, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. We're going to do numbers 1 through 50. 1 through 50. Use the mirror one, Bridgie. I love you guys. I'm practicing my joke telling skills. It's not going to be a big box Friday. It's just going to be a lot of box Friday. Numbers 1 through 50, you can say up to 3 of them on a line at one time. The first person to get the number that came up in my chute first will win I have 1/8 of an ounce of iceberg over here. 3.5 grams of iceberg I want to send to you. Okay? So give me a number between 1 and 50. And I want to send you, I just saw somebody that has it, but I literally just sent them something, so I'm going to pass them by. I'm sorry about that. Keep going with the numbers. Keep going with the numbers. I have to pass by one person, but everybody else, I'm sorry about that one person. They'll know who they are when they see it. Okay, Bob, you're trying to guess a number between 1 and 50, and you can guess up to 3 times at one time on one line, as you see people doing. Okay, and the winner's going to win 1/8 of iceberg. We're still looking for that number. One person so far had it. I'll tell you who it was. It was Michael Groove. Michael Groove, I couldn't send it to you, bro. You know why. Okay? Everybody else. As a matter of fact, never mind. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Kill it. Michael Groove got it a long time ago. And Michael Groove, here's what you're going to do. You're going to give it away. Boop. The number was 1. The number was 1. Michael Groove said it a long time ago, but Michael Groove has been a very, very, very recent winner. And I don't mean to be rude to him. I know he won't mind giving it away. He's that kind of guy. Michael Groove, figure it out. Give it away. Okay? Who would have thought it's the 1? When you say between 1 and 50, does the 1 and does the 50 count? I'm not sure. Michael Groove says, see how cute that man is? I'm happy to get it away. Thanks. Michael Groove's a new name for somebody that's been here for a long time. So quite a good guy. While he's figuring out who to give that away to, okay, while he's figuring that out, and Michael, you'll let me know here in the next few minutes, okay? Michael, you give it to a newbie. We're saying let's give it to Bob. Should we just give it to Bob? What do you think? Bob, do you want this? First of all, let's find out if Bob even wants it. Let's give it to Bob. Okay, go. Bob, real quick, do you want this? This is mushrooms, Bob. That's what we do here. Hey, Bob. Bob's like, what the hell? Yeah, let's give it to Bob. Make sure Bob's in the United States, and then let's send that to him. And then he can never be on the Never Winner Before list either. Okay? Bob, if you don't want it, you can still give it to one of your friends. All right? Bob, show yourself. Is he still here? Or did he take off after we threw donuts at him? You know, you guys might have thrown donuts way too hard. Seriously. You guys probably threw the donuts way too hard at him. All right? Wow. Wow. Someone on there goes, we scared him off, Kim. I sort of knocked Bob out. Okay? I've never seen that one before. I've never seen where we knocked a guy out with donuts. Wait, is he back? This is cracking me up. What happened? He's playing hide and seek. That's all he says. He's really good at it. Okay, Bob's. Is Bridgie, is he here? I swear I don't see him. Bobby, come out. Bob's in the pool. Stop it, lad. No, I'm not doing that one. I'm not laughing. Bob, are you here? My real name is Dave, and I love this. No, Bob! Wait, who's... Dave's not here. It's Bob. Bob's not here. It's Dave. I'm not kidding you. I'm so confused right now. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I'm both. Sharon's like, give the guy a break. He's at work. He's not sitting on a couch like the rest of us. I'm very confused right now. I want to teach a class, and I can't. Okay, Bobby, Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson, we're giving it to Bob Johnson, whoever he is. Bob, you could be Dave. Dave, you could be Bob. And here we go. I'm completely lost. Bob, I'm going to send this to you whether you like it or not, whether your name is Dave or... I don't care. Just send me your address at the Detroit. This is all one word. The Detroit Mush Lab. I bet I never get I bet he never sends the address. Send me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab. .net. Okay? Hey, how does somebody show up telling you I win, but my name's Dave, and I'm not Dave or Bob. Okay? We're just going with Bob Johnson, otherwise known as Dave. Okay, Bob Johnson, otherwise known as Dave. Hey, man. I got the stuff. Dave's not here. It's Bob. All right, Bobby. We want to send you this, and we hope you like it. Oh, that made my morning. I'm laughing really hard, harder than at my dumb jokes. Okay? Dave's not here, but Bob Johnson is. And Bobby, would somebody give him somebody send him, just write down, the address that he needs to send his address to me so I can send that to him. Okay? Will somebody send Dave Bob? Somebody write it down on there. And Dave Bob, pay attention. Dave Bob, pay attention. And we're going to get you the address, where to send me your address, and then I mail this out to you. FAE, Fresh Air Exchange. Let's get to class now. We've been goofing off for way too long, Bob, Dave, and others. Okay? Mushrooms need ventilation to grow. They need an exchange. Mushrooms breathe like humans do, and opposite of most plants. Plants breathe in carbon monoxide and they exhale out, they recycle out oxygen. That oxygen's what's available for us as the humans, as the Homo sapiens, to breathe. We take in oxygen and expel carbon monoxide. A quick side story. Carbon monoxide, we have to get it out of our bodies. If we don't get the carbon monoxide expelled from our bodies and replaced with oxygen, what happens to the human vehicle with an excess amount of carbon monoxide in them? We stop functioning correctly, that's for sure. It starts going against our organs. It starts working that way. But here's what really happened. I have the personal experience of this. My father passed away very young, younger than I am now. He was 63 when he passed away. Right around 55 years old. He was diagnosed. We saw there was a major bringing down of his physicalness in his 50s. But around 55, he got diagnosed with, I'll tell you, but this is how it happened. We're sitting at home and, my pops doesn't feel good. You can tell he's just run down. He's just out of sorts. And one evening, he's sitting in the dad chair. You guys remember back in the 70s, everybody had their own dad chair. Nowadays, you don't have a dad chair. Everybody shares each other's chair. I'm like, get out of my chair. Like, I want a dad chair like my dad used to have. But we don't do dad chairs anymore. So he's sitting in his dad chair and he starts literally hallucinating something, like he's like seeing Martians, and he's like, my mom's name is Carol. Carol, what are they doing climbing in the window? And I mean, he's starting to say crazy stuff. And the family's looking at him, because we always hung out together. There's a bunch of us in the living room. What's going on with Dad? And he's mumbling and grabbling, and this guy is off in a full hallucinogenic state. Call the ambulance, get him in an ambulance, they get the oxygen on him, get him to the hospital, run the test, this and that. He's in an advanced stage of, he hasn't been breathing well at all, so he hasn't been expelling his oxygen, and he's been holding his carbon monoxide. So the blood level on his carbon monoxide, when they do the tests on that, was like, you should be dead by now, sir. You aren't even supposed. It's the same thing as if you went and got in a car in your garage and you connected a hose from the tailpipe and stuck it in the window of the car. You know how people commit suicide like that? You know, that's a common way, right? The exhaust is carbon monoxide and it's killing you. And you have too much, you can't breathe fast enough to keep it from coming in. You're going to die from it. My dad passed away from 63 with emphysema. Never got better, always got worse. The breathing part. I'm very connected to breathing. Here's what happens. Our mushrooms are the same exact way. The COPD, Vegas, thank you. Our mushrooms are the exact same way. We literally let them hallucinate, not psilocybin hallucinations. They're stuck in tubs, not breathing. Every time you keep the lid down on it and you don't have some kind of active air exchange going on, you're killing your mushrooms. Well, we have to, unfortunately, in our laboratories, because we can't recreate nature perfectly. But we're killing our mushrooms just like we kill my dad was dying, just like we kill ourselves in the cab of our truck when we don't let the carbon monoxide out and replace it consistently, constantly, all the time with healthy, clean oxygen. Pops, why do your mushrooms do so good? Because my FAE system, and we've spent a lot of time, a lot of energy creating this FAE system, and it's an auto system now. And the day before, I literally couldn't do as good trying to do it manually as I do now with my auto system. There are tricks, there are ways to make sure your FAE is perfect, but to the biggest part of FAE, making sure your mushrooms are breathing correctly, is that you care about them. Just about the time when you're going to click on a TV channel and sit down and plop your ass on the couch and have a milkshake, ask yourself, what are my mushrooms doing right now? They're sucking carbon monoxide and they're not getting oxygen. Why don't I just take an extra 10 minutes, go fan my tubs before I sit down? But we don't do that. No, there's mushrooms. They'll be there tomorrow. And then you wonder why they're not like amazing samples. You didn't put the time in. You didn't care about them. You didn't. And the sad part is you don't have to for long in the growth cycle of it. You don't got to pay about 10 days worth of attention. You absolutely must understand that mushrooms need oxygen. Here's what happens with our mushrooms that are growing out in nature, be nature. They're never in a windstorm. They're never in a hurricane. They don't last. The fruit body. They're never in a place where it's a tempest of wind. It's always just this breeze. This gentle little breeze coming over the mountaintop, just barely getting down into the little leaf bed. And there's a log right there protecting, and the wind blows over the log, and it's like right in the little crevice, and it's just getting just the right amount of, I'm breathing out my carbon monoxide, and I'm getting in from nature this fresh, steady supply of sterile and or clean air, but not too much. Oh man, this is difficult. We have to do that exact thing in our laboratories. And when we don't, you see the difference in your fruit. When we don't, you see the difference. When it comes to air ventilation, which is fresh air exchange, in your mushroom grow tent, it's vital to strike a balance between CO2, temperature, and humidity. Our humidities are over 90%, our temperatures are around 74, 75, and our oxygen, this is the key. This is where you play the biggest part. You can set a temperature and leave it. You can get your humidity just about right and more or less leave it. Even though it's going to change, your humidity should change every time you open a tub. You might wonder, what is FAE? Simply put, fresh air exchange is a crucial component of mushroom cultivation. It refers to the process of replacing stale, CO2-heavy air with fresh, oxygen-rich air in your mushroom grow chamber. This air exchange is essential for optimal growth and development of your fungi. Is anybody interested in this topic? Do you guys want me to go on? We're going to cover this today and tomorrow. This is fascinating. And why I say you have to be committed to making sure. I mean, you can't go choke your dad out. If your dad's sitting on his chair and he's losing air, what do? You get him oxygen. You go by your friend's house and he's got the hose sticking in the cab of the truck. What do? You yank that thing out, you open up the door, you pull him out, and you start fanning him off. Your tubs look just like that, and you don't even know it. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Because it's a completely different scale. Understanding FAE mushroom specifics is crucial. Mushrooms, unlike plants, need a constant supply of fresh air to maintain their metabolic processes. Without a proper FAE system, your mushrooms could suffocate, leading to stunted growth or even death. To maintain a healthy FAE mushroom growing environment, you need to incorporate an efficient fresh air exchange into your setup. The right fresh air exchange fans not only, this is a key, this we're doing over at our grow house. This is something that's harder to do on a 3-4 tub grow. But let's remember this. What we're doing is we're wanting to remove stale CO2 from our environment and remove out and replace in. The proper FAE setups have removal exhaust fans. They're sucking the bad air out of the chamber. In our case, we have a whole room set up. It's sucking the bad air out of the room. And in the meantime, you have a fresh air supply pumping fresh air into the room, but going through HEPA filters. So you know that the air that's going into the room is as medically clean as you can get it. But you're exchanging air. You're pumping in fresh new air, and you're pulling out the CO2 air and expelling it out of the environment. That's the proper FAE setup. And but it has to be at such low levels. That's the other key. You don't want anything volumetric, where you can either see or feel the volume. Why? Remember, we're in nature? It's just that little breeze just coming in over the mountaintop. Just a little bit of coming in. And you'll get your fresh air exchange. Here it says it right here. This is where air ventilation comes into play. Ensuring a constant supply of fresh air critical for the growth and fruiting of your mushrooms. In your mushroom grow room, it's advisable to use, I just said this, a negative pressure system. This involves pulling air out of the room and sending it outside rather than pushing it in. This strategy prevents spore-filled air from being pushed out of your grow room, maintaining the cleanliness of your environment. Remember, finding the perfect balance for air ventilation, or FAE, in your mushroom grow tent, grow room, grow chamber, grow tub. It's the most critical thing. And the author goes on to say, it takes trial and error. You got to work at it. You got to figure it out. If I do it this way And then I do it that way, which is giving me the best results. Which do my mushrooms like the most? Once you've found the sweet spot between CO2, temperature, humidity, and your FAE, you're on your way to a successful mushroom harvest. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about humidity levels. We're going to talk about components of mushroom growth, tent ventilations, and we're going to talk about how to set up a small negative air system, negative pressure system. Anybody interested in that? Who's interested in that? We'll finish up tomorrow. I'm preaching now because the biggest thing in the whole world is air to these mushrooms. That's you. You are God. You are absolutely Jesus Christ in Australia, for real. You're Jesus Christ in your laboratory. And you want to treat, I came up with that. That's my spiritualism. If I can treat a mushroom, listen. If I can treat a mushroom with the goodness and kindness that I try, I spend hours worrying about my mushroom. How can I not treat Herbie Werby Kebab the same way? Or better? And it creates a whole new level of spiritualism for me. And humility. Because I'm like 1 second away. As soon as I get on my high horse and I think I'm something, I'm 1 second away from a green tub. I'm 1 second. I'm a sniffle away from a green tub and back to earth. The humility that it brings me. And to think in terms of nature, not in terms of ego. And yet my ego still gets in there. We'll talk about this coming up right now. It's going to be what we read. Rejection. I don't want to be rejected by anybody. We all act like, oh, I'm big enough. Nobody here wants to be rejected. We were programmed that way. We were literally, as a Homo sapiens, programmed that way. We were programmed that way into our DNA because it's been around so long, our need to group together to survive. Anthropologically, sociologically, you'll find out that because of our groupness to survive, nobody was out there living by themselves. We're not a mammoth, can live out there all by a lion, can live out there all by ourselves. We have to live in a group to survive. So guess what happens? We strive for acceptance in these groups. That's what we do. And so I'm sitting here saying, part of me, when I fight my ego, this is the part I fight today. My IG post didn't show like a big enough fruit. Like why? It used to be I could show a little fruit this big and I was like, oh, that's great. Now I have to show a pound or I'm not I'm graduating in my own head that this isn't big enough, sharp, fancy. I'm not making a big enough splash to prove to you how good I am at this. I'm getting sick. I almost have to get off IG for a while. Certainly I have to stop trying to, I splash IG with pictures to show you guys how great I am. A year ago, I was trying to teach through it. I don't know that I'm doing that anymore. I'm trying to realign my thinking. I'm trying to realign my thinking. I don't want to be the splash guy, but I don't want to be rejected. I want everybody to think I'm wonderful. I'm not looking for comments on that. I'm just telling you the reality of how we humans think. Me included. Let's do our reading. Listen to how this dovetails. excuse me, for thousands of years, we humans had to live, eat, sleep, travel, and hunt in groups in order to increase our chances for survival. I just said that. Being in a group was necessary to stay alive. So gaining acceptance from the group was literally a matter of life and death. Sometimes we're like mad at ourselves. I want acceptance. We were programmed to that. It's in our DNA. Give ourselves a break. It's actually okay to want everybody to accept you. Now we have to watch what we do with that watch. We've been doing this for so long, it's been baked into our wiring. So even though it may no longer be a matter of survival, we still work ridiculously hard to stay in and avoid rejection. Because feeling left out and rejected brings up those ancient anxieties. Those ancient anxieties of just surviving are literally tapped into. God, it feels almost like you don't have a chance. Being left out or rejected sometimes feels like we're not going to survive. We are motivated to be connected, and too heavily motivated to keep our relationships intact, even if those relationships aren't healthy. The kicker is, we most often have to do this without even realizing it. It's literally what makes us human. Chasing validation subconsciously kept us alive for thousands of years. But now, as the small villages have been replaced with big cities and communities with internet strangers, trying to keep everyone happy is going to be the death of us. That's what I just said earlier. It's going to be the death of me. Bigger, better, more. I can feel that it's the wrong direction to go in. I know it's painful when people don't like us, but we have to recognize that now there's just way too many people to try and win over. Gone are the days of living in small villages and communities. And hello to cities of millions and an online world that feels unlimited. We can now count likes and read opinions about ourselves. Count likes. I promise on God's green earth that my likes for this program are not about my ego. I could literally, in this particular instance, not care about the likes except for how they spread our message. They give opportunity for YouTube. If I cared about anything else, I'd be monetizing myself here. I'd be making money off of every one of these programs and all the subscription issues and all the other, and then the offers that have been made me. No. So I do count likes, usually on my IG posts. Just go, oh, this one got 4 likes. This one has, oh, this is a good one. This has 8. And now you're counting likes. And I do it. But the likes I count here on T, I promise you, I'm just trying to keep us growing. We now count likes and read opinions about ourselves from people we've never even met. And the deeper we dive into these worlds, the more dread of rejection we experience. That's what's happening to our kids. They're being rejected by people they don't even know. If they were in the band, if they were in the marching club, if they were on drill team, if they were down playing sports, AYSO soccer, they were out doing something, guess what? The other kids in the band are just like them. They find out. We're all a bunch of band nerds. We love playing soccer together. But instead, they're on there counting likes and opinions and doing exactly what Pops just said. But you know what most of them do? They got to get more and more salacious to get more and more attention. The wholesome kids aren't getting attention. That's a nerd. Look at that. Oh, look at that salacious one. We can't make everybody happy. There are way too many. It's okay that we want to. We said that from the very beginning. We're wired to. Have a nice day, Sharon. We're wired to want to make people happy. Some people, I'm not. I could care less. Deep down inside, you're a liar. You're no different than the rest of us Homo sapiens. When you finally admit it, watch what you can do with it. It now has no power over you. It's how we were wired. The realization of genuine love is important because we have to work to break this cycle. And the first step is understanding why we care so much in the first place. And we're discussing that right now. Why we care so much? We were wired to. It's like literally when I tell myself I was wired to do something, I'm no longer to blame for the wiring. I'm now responsible for how I reply to the wire. But the original wiring, it's not my fault. And as soon as I become aware, oh, you got wired there, I can go walk right in there and change a wire. Boop, boop, boop. I love finding out I'm wired. I really do. Oh my God, I get it now. It wasn't even my fault. This is the way I was born. Now I can fix it. But you know who can't fix it? Hip kitty, you know who can't fix it? The people that say, I don't need attention. I don't need to be loved. I'm good enough all by myself. Wrong. Touch the other part of you. It's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very human. Now let's wire. How do we do it? We have to love ourselves. We have to love ourselves enough to rewire ourselves. I have to care enough about my bad wire to reach in and fix it. I have to love myself enough to even read books like this to find out that I have opportunity to A, control it, and B, change it. It starts there. It starts with truth and self-love. I have to care enough about myself. You know who doesn't care about themselves? They really don't. Well, number one, the guy that stuck the hose in his cab of his truck, he doesn't care about himself anymore. He doesn't care about the people around him that he's going to hurt when they find his dead body. He doesn't care about shit. There's no self-love there going on at all. And that's exactly where you end up when you don't experience your self-love. The guy sitting on a couch feeling sorry for himself today, that's not self-love. You're making yourself worse. You're your own enemy. The guy feeling anxious and experiencing it and have to put the anxiety on everybody else and call someone and say, how come it isn't in wire? You know how much you're not loving yourself right now, bro? Look at your blood pressure over something you can't even control. And that's in your wiring. You can fix it. The more we can establish self-love and see ourselves as a source of love, the less we'll be running around chasing a wonderful feeling when really we're running away from a dreadful one. Wow. Man, can we be wrecks? Let me say it again. The less we'll be running around thinking we're chasing a wonderful feeling, but we're really running away from a dreadful one. So let's cut ourselves some slack for caring what other people think. It's normal. And let's cut ourselves some slack for wanting their approval. That's normal. It's okay. Even saying it out loud is a form of self-love. It's actually okay for me to want people to like me. So it's okay. That's a hard thing for us to say. Like, you're not supposed to say that. I really do want people to accept me. I really do want people to like me. I really do want people to hit a like on my like button. That's a form of self-love, to admit that to yourself. But now you have to know something, and that there's work to be done beyond those feelings. There's a whole new life that we're going to now experience because we admit those feelings. And a whole lot more love that we get to realize because we admit those feelings. Rejection is no longer a death sentence. There's just going to always be someone who doesn't like you. Boop, big deal. There's going to always, especially the bigger the numbers get, and the more there are, and man, if you're living your life for the one that doesn't like you, there's 99 that just love you just the way you are. And then there's you. Are you pushing your own self-like button? Love for self includes saying no to others. And it also includes being okay with parts of you that others may not approve of. I know you may not like that about me, but I'm okay with it. I'm working on rewiring that one section, but I get it. I love myself. This is practice, because we're all talking right now and we're not doing it. We spend a lot more time loving others. Spend a little time loving yourself today. Have a good day. No, let's do one more giveaway. Let's do one more giveaway. It's harder than you think, Nif. It takes practice. You have to, this is the practice of I can make a list of 5 things I don't like about myself, but now make a list of what I do like about myself. That's harder. It's harder to do. Why? That's how we were programmed. I just did a number. I just ran numbers 1 through 50. The first one on my screen that says the number that I have here is going to win an eighth. An eighth. I want to send them the same type of eighth we just sent Bob Dave. Okay? We just sent one. We're sending one to Bob Dave. Who's getting the last package of today? Tomorrow I'm giving away 5 packages. 5 packages, and we're doing a mail call tomorrow. and we're going to finish up reading about an FAE tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to have a great day tomorrow. We're going to have a phenomenal day tomorrow. We had a phenomenal day today. What am I talking about, Anthony Hunt? Well, who's going to say the number that's on my screen? I'm in the chute. I'm looking for a winner. I'm looking for a winner here. We're all winners, Pops. I know that. We all love ourselves, Pops. That's a good thing. That's a good start. Who's going to give me the number? I'm still looking, Mike Baraball. That isn't it. None of your numbers are right, Mike. Okay? Sorry, MVP. We're not doing alternators today. Who else? I'm still looking for a number here. I'm looking for a number between 1 and 50. Can't believe that none of you have gotten this unlucky number yet. That's the only clue you're getting. Let's see who gets it now. All right, here we go. MVP, MVP. Set of 13. He's absolutely correct. Michael, Uncle, send me your address with all those L's in it, level land and level, and I'll send you out a package of iceberg that I hope you would enjoy. Okay? Congratulations, Mr. MBP and a 13. I'll see you lovers tomorrow. You know why I call you lovers? Because you're loving yourself right now. Because you're all in love with yourself, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you very much, and we had a really nice day today. Peace. Be in love. Practice self-love. It's harder than you think. Anthony, you know how hard it is, but you do it. You can do it. Benny Ben and Kimberly and Carlotta and Slingy and Alan and Hags. Hags, you're the best. And Cleany and Mushy and Nerdy and Kim and MVP and Healthy and Natty and SSW, there he is. And Jimmy Max, Jim, taking it to the max. Hip, meow, kitty. And Bridget and Daniel Cunningham and Dee and Nippy and Billy D and Holly and Cleany and Anthony Hunt and Vegas. Have a wonderful day out there. MVP, Car, Holly, Moms, there's my girl. MC Dirt, McDirt will skirt. RX1's Nitty Nat. Might borrow ball. Haggy, Holly, MDKE, Married Michael, Herbie, Justin, is it okay to be a Med Rosie? Jimmy and Kimberly and Jesus Christ in Australia. Paige and Daniel and Nerdy and SSW and Laura. Laura, have a divine day. Satterwolf, Jesus Christ, Badgie, till tomorrow. Holly, Bridgie, Mikey, Satter. Hey, Holly and Badgie, that's some bullshit, right? Bridgie, that made me laugh so hard. John Rodriguez, much hate. See you soon. I'm practicing toss across. Okay, let's play some toss across. Carlotta, Sandy, Mikey, Holly, Jolie, there she is. Jesus, Flying Wing, SSW, Mike, Bridget. Going to clean some mirrors, but you know what? I can't see myself doing that, okay? Holly, Married Michael, and MDK, Pop, peace, and love, out.